Hello everyone, welcome back to the garden on what you can see is another lovely day in England. And this week is Industrial Week. I got some tree surgeons in today, my friend Karl, to cut down a couple trees. Sadly, a few of them have got Ash Dieback disease apparently, so they need to go. And I can hopefully use the logs for the back of the landings, maybe some wood chip for the big line and stuff. And in addition to that, I've got a digger coming in tomorrow, so things are really going to start ramping up this week. Excuse the pun. That's pretty high up there, isn't it, Karl? Nah, I'll leave that one to you. How are you going to pull this thing down?
So Karl will be up there chopping each branch off one by one. Once it's down to a certain height, we can then fell it over this way.
Sick. Trim the top and then pull it down. Sounds good. Apparently, Karl reckons it's going to fall perfectly not on the statue's head. Nice job. That was so loud. And you didn't kill statue. Well done. She lives to fight another day. One-armed Wilma. So the boys done a great job yesterday. They've cleared out this run now, so the last jump can come somewhere down here. But yeah, that's cool. That's given us a bit of extra room down here. But look what's just arrived up here. Sick. Yeah, there's a digger in the garden and we are going to make a mess now. We've actually got a little bit of work to do on this hip still before we start the main line. So I'm going to use the digger, because this landing is quite big, to hopefully try and finish it off. Use a bit of the dirt from down here, scoop it to the top. And sadly, yeah, there was a bit of a collapse here. So I guess CA will talk you through rebuilding that. Hey CAs, with all your new kit.
All the new kit, look at that.
What you got? It's not snacks, but it is cool.
When I get annoyed with you, I got no batters.
If I don't dig hard enough.
Keep you in shape.
Oh, look at that. A brand new 9. Take it off. Oh, nice. Right, let's go start that digger up then. So I've rented this machine. It's a 3-ton Volvo digger apparently from my good friend Tom Hudson. Thank you, Tom. And he's been kind enough to give us this long list of instructions on how to start it. So it seems quite a complicated one. I don't really know why, but to start, turn ignition, wait for orange glow plug light to go out, and fuel pump to finish bleeding. Key in with the pad. Not going to tell you what that is. Press start. With your nail, push the sensor under there, and
Oh,
big
we're
go.
alive.
We're alive.
Oh, we're up. So excited.
Very excited. Digger's made it up here, which is good. We didn't wreck the grass too much. But because it's such a steep, sharp hip, it's actually completely 90 degrees. You come down quite heavy on that because you're sort of turning at the same time. So you need to make the landing really steep. Therefore, I'm going to scrape a bit of this dirt out the middle, out the belly, try and push that up to the top, stick it on there. Easier said than done. And then hopefully show a nice steep landing. Whilst I do that, CA is going to take his new GoPros and work on the takeoff, I think. Shall we? Let's get going.
Yeah.
And actually I'm going to probably pop on maybe a Matt McDuff podcast, maybe a Moving the Needle with Andrew Needley, whilst they're working there, yeah. The landing's getting a bit steeper. That does look a bit sort of more the right shape, so I'm going to keep working on that. But what we never finished was this drainage here. So where CA is, it sort of floods a bit, gets a bit soft. We couldn't really dig that because this log was too heavy. But I'm going to try and move that now with the digger quick, and yeah, get that sorted out.
So much easier than all the shovel work. That's a bit better, isn't
That's
it?
a bit there. You can dig through there, yeah. We've only got that really wide bucket, and that digger doesn't have a twisty bucket, so it's really hard. Just wherever the digger sits, that's the angle of the blade. So you have to move around a lot more, but that's all we had available for today. Same with just this big wide bucket, so you have to make some mess. So sorry, so yeah, you're gonna have to clean that up a bit.
I'll now get cracking.
Nice.
Sorting out all this mess.
Do you want me to do another scoop in there or something?
Yeah, one more.
Because when you're in the digger, you're like, oh, could you do that? We'll finish it off by hand, and then you realise by hand, it's like 20 minutes can be one scoop. That's looking better, C8.
Slowly getting there.
Nice job, you're cleaning up my mess too. This is normally the part at Audi 9s or Darkfest where Nico or Clement make this look unbelievably easy and make it look like it happens in 5 minutes. But it's really difficult and it takes a long time. One tiny little slip and you dig such a big hole and you have to go and do the whole thing again, and it's really soft and slippy, but it's a really cool challenge. And I guess it's faster than doing it by hand, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite a tricky and painstaking process, especially without the twisting bucket, because you have to be perfectly flat where you put your bucket on, otherwise you dig grooves in, and your landing has to be really straight as well. So you've got to set it up well to start with. So I've parked sideways here, across the jump. That way you can use a combination of the blade and the sort of arm, swinging it round to get that perfectly flat, moving back and forwards. It just takes time. It's quite a similar process to with a shovel. You stamp it down with the back of the bucket. Luckily we've got a nice smooth grading bucket here, so then after it's gone pretty hard, you can then slide it down over the top and make it look all shiny and epic, and hopefully that makes it really hard and almost not ready to ride, but as soon as it dries out it should go pretty hard straight away. That's looking wicked. So I'm not quite as good as Nico and Clement, so there is a bit of handwork to finish, but most of the work is done and the riding surface is pretty done. Just need to tidy up these corners here. I think with a shovel there's not really any way to get the digger up in there and do that.
Yeah, that's the eighth job, isn't it?
So that's the eighth job. Here we got such golden glory pits going on right now. One down here, and we got the landing one over here. I don't even want to walk on the landing, it's too epic. Oh, that's pretty hard. There's that right little steep bit up at the top, the sniper point to really get you front and back wheeling for the boosts. Wow, that looks sick. It's so steep, that landing, eh? Yeah, little hand finish off, but that thing's looking good. Takeoff's looking good too, CA. I'm gonna hop back in the digger, smooth out this run out, just to a point where that's kind of finished and you can ride out. Then I'm gonna decide what to do next. Oh, looking good, CAs.
Don't know if it will hold there. So soft.
Bit wet, is it? Oh, it is squidge. Well, let's do what we can. Oh, it's so pudding in there, isn't it?
You can see where all the moisture's just going into that there.
Yeah, well, it has been snowy, icy, rainy every day for like the last 3 weeks, so.
Fingers crossed it holds,
Fingers
but I'm
crossed.
not so sure.
We'll see. But at least the landing's looking good. The run out's looking cool as well. Points down the hill. And I'm gonna leave that there because I don't know exactly what is gonna be here yet. So I guess it's time to go and check out where the main line's gonna start. Cool, so here we are right in the highest part of the garden, right in the top corner, which is where we're gonna be starting the main line. I don't know if it's gonna be called, well, it's kind of the big line, but I'm gonna call it the main line because then there can always be a bigger line one day, you know, so you don't want to close any doors. So this is the main line. I'm gonna start off pretty much in a similar place to where the small line is, but then this bit dips down here, you can see this natural bank, and that's where we're gonna start digging the first sort of jump here. So I think we're gonna have like a bit of a berm, like drop in here to carry our speed from down the hill and shoot us along this big flat line into hopefully maybe 2 sort of cool big sized trick jumps. As I said, it's gonna be quite tricky with this digger because it doesn't have a tilty bucket, so I'm gonna have to be moving around a lot, making a lot of mess, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to make and hard to get right, but it's gonna be a cool start to the line, I think. And yeah, it's gonna be like a proper G-force berm, like where you almost can't hold your legs up because it's gonna be so powerful. Looking forward to that, CAs?
Very much so.
Cool.
Gonna have to do my squats.
You're gonna have to do your squats over the small line, get some strong quads, and then you can come ride the main line. Just marking out where to cut in with a stick because it's quite hard to see from actually in the digger, so it's easier if you just sort of put some little markers here and think about things first before you make a massive hole in the ground. So that is the angle I want to come in at, and then yeah, it's going to drop into a berm.
My vision's a bit off on this one, so I'm excited, just as excited as you guys to see what Sam has planned and see what the final outcome is.
I mean, I don't really know either. It's sort of, we've got this hill, so we can use the hill for speed, and there's just this weird bank drop in here that have to make something out of it, and then this flat bit here, the jumps have to be there because that's like epic. But yeah, just have to come up with some crazy idea here. I'm gonna see how it comes together. It might just be a berm into a roller into the first jump, or if it kind of is shorter than we expect and we've got more room for the first jump, I might make it like a bit of a hip shark fin. But yeah, let's start walking before we start running, and yeah, I guess the only thing to do is to dig.
Right, so while Sam's off starting on the main line, the issue with, even though we've got the digger, as you can see, the ground is still littered with leaves and everything, and we don't want that sort of mixed in with the dirt when we start making the jumps. So yeah, I've got the lovely job of a trusty rake and just gonna go through and clear the whole path really, so then when Sam starts with the digger, he's digging on nice soil rather than a mix of rotten leaves and mulch and soft stuff.
Well, this is really difficult. Dug a hole out the hill, but to get the digger at the angle which I want, which is sort of that, is really difficult. I've had to come in behind and use the arm in front like that to scoop, because I can't do it from there because the bucket's too wide and just makes a big flat line. But we're getting there. One thing I have realised though is I've already got myself stuck behind the berm. There's no way out. I'm gonna have to drive back over the berm and keep working on it from down there. So this is a pretty complex start to the line, just because it drops in, it's changing angle in 2 directions, that way and sort of flattening out, which is super difficult to do with a digger, especially with a wide bucket and without a tilty. So I've sort of put all the dirt there in the right place, and we're just gonna have to hand do it, sadly. There's not much room here with the trees either, so you have to be careful. But it's cool, it's coming along. I really like the shape, and pointy nicely down there, doesn't it? So we're gonna have to get the hand tools out though and give it a bit of a shape, eh, CA?
Yep.
Yep. Nice. That is starting to look like a really good shape. I didn't want to dig anymore until we'd raked it out, because then, only then, we can see where it's pointing, if the transition's right, and I really like it. I think it's really good. Nice, yeah?
Gonna fly down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly down there. Wicked. What a good day one with the digger. hips finished off, and we've started off the berm of the main line. Next, I guess tomorrow, we'll start off digging this massive bowl here all the way to the first takeoff, which is going to be down here. Hopefully it can be quite a nice big jump here. I'm going to make the landing next to this landing here because I don't want any bomb holes here because of the roots from that tree and also that one. So it's good not to dig down deep because that might upset them. They might fall down or something. So yeah, the bowl is going to be in here where there's not really any roots around, hopefully. And then yeah, we'll put the landing up on there. So should be good. Make sure you subscribe and join us for that one. And thanks as always for watching, guys. And yeah, join us for the next one. Cheers.